Hey everyone, and welcome back to Open. So, my next guest spent more than a decade working as a professional lifestyle and fashion photographer before transitioning into the floral world. Since 2010, he's been a mentor and educator, teaching floral design programs both nationally and internationally. He founded FlowerSchool New York, a state-licensed career development school that emphasizes real-world training. His influence is wide-reaching, having launched many of his students' careers in floral design and helping establish top floral designers grow their businesses. And he's an influential author in floral design as well, with works including Flower School, a practical guide to the art of flower arranging, and co-authored titles such as the Encyclopedia of Cut Flowers, What Flowers to Buy, Where to Buy Them, and How to Keep Them Alive Longer. Here to share more about flowers and Flower School New York is internationally recognized floral designer, educator, and the executive director of Flower School New York, Calvert Crary. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, I'm already in Zen mode.
Wow, so we have a lot of things in store for you. So Flower School, and the flower business in general, is a very apprenticeship-styled business, and it has been throughout the centuries. But for Flower School, we have a really great program to sort of teach people about flowers so that they can enjoy them as well. Because I think that the number one thing that people want out of flowers is they want them to last a long time. And number two, they want style, elegance, and luxury, all of which are available from any flowers you buy, whether it's at the deli, Trader Joe's, one of my personal favorites, or if you go to a luxury florist, because they already know what they're doing, so that's pretty good.
And this is a flower season, right? Because this is the holiday that everybody always tends to buy flowers. So what are we going to be learning today about flowers?
Yeah, so what we're going to do is I'm just going to show you a couple of basic tricks and a couple of advanced tricks, so you get an idea of sort of how simple and then also how complicated you can get some of these things.
Okay.
There's sort of a pipeline for this as well. So, when you're trying to buy flowers, what you want to do is first pick the color that you like. And for romance, for example, everyone picks red. So you go right for the red flowers. And then you pick the vase that appropriately makes those flowers look good, and then you present and enjoy.
Okay, and so I see we have a whole bouquet of roses in different colors. And so is there a particular color that signifies emotion?
Yeah, so there is. So colorful, if you want to have a soft emotion, you might go for a light pink. If you want to go for romance, you might go for a deep red. I think that it's easy to say that if you're trying to give flowers to a coworker who you think has done a great job, maybe don't give them the red roses. Maybe give them the white roses or the pink roses.
Right,
so
we want to make sure we're sending the right message.
Exactly. So what I have here, I'm going to show you, the first tip I'm going to show you is a lot of people don't realize this, but the number one way you can get your flowers to last longer is you can remove all of the foliage. And I know that sounds funny. Here, why don't you take that?
Okay.
But the roses, they typically come like this, and people say, well, I really love the foliage. Unfortunately, if you want your flower to last, you're going to have to remove all the foliage. So I'm just going to take a few pieces off to show you how easy it is to care for your flower. And then we have both the same, like this. And so another thing we're going to do is we want them to open up a little bit. And so maybe a little bit more of an advanced technique is we're going to turn it upside down like so. And we are going to make nice long spins in our hands.
Oh, nice.
Okay, now that will get it to open and shine a little bit. This is sort of the process we call conditioning and preparing our flowers. So now yours has gotten more open, right?
And so now I have a petal that is kind of...
Yeah, we call that a guard petal.
Okay.
And what we do is we go to the base there and pull.
Okay.
You should hear that snap right there. Pull, okay? And I'm going to open this one up too. I'm going to give it a good old professional spin here. And so we have the difference between the rose that we got and now the spun rose. So you can see it just really opens it and makes it brighter.
Ah, I see. Wow.
So
Such a simple thing that I don't think I've ever even thought about.
Yeah. Well, there's some basic tips. So in this book, the Encyclopedia of Cut Flowers, it has 6 conditioning tips, and this is one of them. And they're good for all the flowers. You usually want your flowers to hydrate for a little while, and then you can start kind of manipulating them, getting them to show. Okay.
All right.
So the next thing I have for you, the next tip is sort of a design tip, okay? So now we've conditioned our flowers, we've gotten them to last longer, and now it's time to make a bouquet to share with a loved one, or in my case, to keep for myself because I love flowers so much. So what we have here is a very unique vase, okay? If you, again, if chapter 4 of this book will kind of show you which vase goes great with which flowers. Because if your flower arrangements aren't looking good, it's not the flower's fault. It's usually the vase's fault. So you have to have the right vase with the right technique, and that will really have your flower shine.
So how do you know what is the right vase for the right flowers?
Well, okay, so this is what we would call a face flower, these roses, because they look nice like this, but really people want to see the flower petals. Okay, the flower petals are really what attract the eye. So I have a low vase here, okay? So the low vase means my binding point is going to be lower and lower and lower. So I'm going to take my flowers like so, and now you're going to see that the blooms are actually pointing out towards the viewers. So it's the correct vase for roses. And this vase often in certain circles is called a rose bowl, because it makes roses look exceptional, okay? So there we go. And now I'm going to take my raffia, and I'm going to take this. And you can do this with all flowers that are face flowers, but, you know, all flowers, really. And just if you like it, then it's good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bind this one here. Okay, I'm going to go around a specific sort of floral tie. I'm going to put this down on the table and give it a quick tie. All right, and so my binding point's nice and high, so my roses will look just perfect in this vase.
Right, and so it's important to tie them first.
Yeah.
Before doing any cutting whatsoever.
Yep. Because that way you kind of get them to stay.
Got it.
So that's our first part. And right here I have a nice pair of clippers. All right, and they have to be really nice and sharp. Okay, and now there we go. And now I can make some final adjustments if I need them. Maybe pull this one up, pull this, and I'm going to turn it upside down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure it on the vase. I usually go off the table like this so I can get a good height, and I know exactly how to measure or exactly where to cut. I'm going to go ahead here and cut all of these right around the edge here. And now, as you can see, the hole in the top of the vase is where the binding point should sit, and these will go all the way along the bottom. So a lot of people have trouble with this vase because they don't realize the flowers need to be bound. And then there you go. Now you have a beautiful bouquet of roses.
I love this. And this is like you buying flowers independently, right? And putting it together yourself.
Yeah.
Right? As what we call the FIY. I said it right this time.
Yeah.
However, you actually teach this as a profession.
Yeah, so there's a little bit more to it. And now, getting flowers to last a long time, I think that everyone should know. Also, if you don't want to handle the flowers yourself, every man and woman in New York City should have a personal florist that they go to that knows their style. It's really important because, you know, the flowers, there's so many different ones, and they'll know which ones you like or which one the person you're sending them to will like, and they'll always be able to nail it for you. This, for example, would be a very luxurious color-blocked arrangement. It's all one color, and it's all just no foliage, and it's luxury looking. You know, if that's the style that I like, I find a florist who knows how to do that, and then I just send those bouquets all the time. It becomes my signature.
Got it. And so now when it comes to even becoming knowledgeable of flowers, the seasons, that's what the books are for.
That's what the books are for. So this book is a guide to arranging flowers. So what we'll do is we start with picking the color. Once you have the color, then you pick the flowers that fall into that color that you need. And then once you have those flowers, then you need to pick the vase that makes those flowers look good, and then the techniques of putting the flowers in the water. The flowers in the water is not as complicated as some of the other steps, so this kind of illuminates the whole thing here for you.
And so this Valentine season, right? Is there anything that you would say is trending differently?
Yeah, well, I think that certain things are always the same and certain things are different. Number one's the same is that people, ironically, don't want a lot of green foliage in their flower arrangements. They want color. People who see luxury see color. So when you're talking to a florist, you're going to want to do a monocolor and go straight there. But some of the trends now are flowers that are colors that you haven't seen before. And so everyone loves a flower variety that's new and unique. And the growers have picked up on this. So what they're doing is they're adding dyes to the water. It's non-toxic because they don't want to kill the flowers. It's a non-toxic dye that actually makes the flowers change color just slightly, and it becomes something unique. So if you're a flower lover and you love red roses, after a while you might want to say, hey, I could use a different rose. Maybe I'll try the pink rose. And the same is with the tulips. Hey, maybe rather than a white tulip, I'm going to go with a brown tulip and mix it with another yellow tulip, which is something that might be very unique as far as tulips are concerned because people aren't used to that.
I love it. Oh my gosh. I could sit here and listen to everything that you're sharing. I personally love flowers, and what you just shared with us was kind of like a flower version of a tie-dye.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, you know, if you don't want to buy those other things, there are other tips I can show you if we have some time. So
I don't know if we do.
Okay. Well, if you do get flowers, just remember, always buy the freshest ones that you can. Make sure to remove all of the foliage and then put them in water and just enjoy them. And if you want to learn more, pick up some of these books or come on by Flower School in New York. We'll teach you everything you need to know in a short amount of time, and you will leave with all of your flowers, and you'll really enjoy them.
Well, we thank you for bringing it here to us.
Okay.
Yeah, Calvert Crary, everyone. Once again, we were talking everything related to the Flower School, New York. Once again, you can also find Calvert's books, Flower School, and the Encyclopedia of Cut Flowers on Amazon and wherever books are sold. And for more information on Flower School New York, you can visit flowerschoolnewyork.com and on IG at flowerschoolny. And for more on Calvert, you can follow him on Instagram at Calvert_Crary. All right, stay tuned. There's more open Valentine's episode when we return. Flowers, anyone?
We're gonna start the show right now.